What is going on? It is Nate the Game Guy coming back with another video at hand, and today I want to share with you guys a bunch of games off of the Nintendo Wii's library that are some relatively underrated titles on the console. Now, with all these games, I believe that they deserved way more attention back during their time, and these are all games that are very fun to play. Now, with these games as well, these are all games that I have played at some point or another and do in fact own right here in the game collection, so I do have first-hand experience when it comes to these recommendations. These games are also exclusive titles on the Wii, meaning that if you want to play these games, you're gonna have to play them on the Wii itself. So without further ado, let's dive right into this video subject, take a look at some underrated titles right here on the Nintendo Wii, right after the intro. Now, the first game that I want to recommend right here on this list is Excitebot's Trick Racing. Now, this game follows the exact same gameplay format as Excite Truck, which was another fantastic exclusive title on the Wii. So if that is a game that you liked, you're also going to feel right at home with Excitebot's Trick Racing. Instead of you going through the tracks with different trucks, you are racing with different robots instead. The game implements motion control as well, but I do feel that the motion control, while not exactly perfect, it does feel good enough to where you can have a good time and enjoy yourself. Of course, there are different power-ups that you can get within the game that can manipulate the different aspects of the track. Overall, this is a really fun racing game that you really should consider checking out at some point, especially if you have played Excite Truck, because both games are very fun and I think you guys are really going to enjoy Excitebot's Trick Racing. Now, another fantastic game that I want to recommend is Klonoa. Now, Klonoa is a remake of Klonoa Door to Phantomile, and while some people can make the argument that this isn't exactly an exclusive title, however, if you want to play this exact remake, it is an exclusive title on the Nintendo Wii's library. Klonoa is a pretty simple platformer which allows you to pick up your enemies and throw them at other enemies, and also use them to help reach to other places as well, along with other different things that you can do with the enemies in your environment. The levels are pretty interesting, and I think the game is overall very unique. I think it's a very creative title. I do feel that not only this game, but the entire Klonoa franchise is relatively underrated as a whole, and if for whatever reason you have not played this game, and if you are somebody that really enjoys platformers, I do think this is a title that you should consider checking out. And I won't spoil the ending, but I will say, for a game that is a relatively simple platformer, I will say this has easily one of the saddest endings that could possibly be found within a video game. And going down the list, I want to talk to you guys about Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Now, of course, if you guys do enjoy the Marvel vs. Capcom games, you're going to feel right at home with this title. But as you guys can tell, you are not only going to be playing as characters from the Capcom universe, but the Tatsunoko universe. The Tatsunoko universe is all themed around different anime franchises, all created by Tatsunoko, which is a Japanese anime studio, and this game is pretty good. You know, like I said, if you do enjoy the Marvel vs. Capcom games, you will feel right at home with this. It has a pretty interesting character selection from the different Tatsunoko franchises, and you also have some new Capcom characters introduced in there, such as Frank West from the Dead Rising universe. There's also the mech from Lost Planet. Overall, this has a really good character selection. It has a really nice soundtrack to it. So if you are somebody that really does enjoy fighting games as a whole, this is also another great game that is worth checking out on the Wii's library of games. Now, I think it's very interesting that this racing franchise has an exclusive title on the Wii, and that is Need for Speed Nitro. Now, this is a game that was made specifically for the Wii, and you cannot play this on any other console. And what's really cool about this game is not only do you get to choose between motion control, but you can also use the GameCube and Classic controller as well. You are able to do is go out through these different tracks, and you are trying to drift and escape the police and use as much nitro as you possibly can, hence the title for Need for Speed Nitro. I am personally not a fan of the motion control in this. I find it to be relatively uncomfortable to use, so when I am playing the game, I do prefer to use the Classic controller, but when I am playing the game, it is very fun. I really enjoy the overall take of what EA has implemented for Need for Speed on the Wii, and I do have to say, this is a game that I strongly recommend, but if you are going to play it, make sure that you're using the GameCube or Classic controller, so that way you can have a better experience. Now, a bit of a hidden gem on the Wii is Octomania. This is a game that is created by some previous developers for Puyo Puyo and the current developers for Hyperdimension Neptunia. And what's really cool about this puzzle game right here is you have these different colored octopuses, and you are trying to put them into different cages, and the different cages will have a specific number of how many octopuses you're supposed to get in there. Then when you get enough in there, there will be like this overlay where it will show the color of the octopus where it was there before, and you are trying to do is bring more over to that little chain and keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger to send more junk to the opponent. The game is very similar to Puyo Puyo in my opinion, and if you are somebody that really enjoys puzzle games, I think this is one that you have to check out, especially for such a game that is underrated as it is already. Now, a quick recommendation that I want to give you guys right here is Utsukushi. Now, Utsukushi is an anime-inspired streetwear clothing brand that is not only the sponsor of this video, but also an amazing clothing brand that has a lot of interesting designs that embrace both anime and Japanese culture with the multiple designs that they have on their t-shirts, hoodies, and hats. Now, what I really like about Utsukushi is not only the designs that they have for their clothes, but also the quality that they have as well. They use a special technique to put the designs on their products to ensure that you are getting a quality product that is going to last a while and will be able to put up with some wear and tear over time. The shirts are also very comfortable as well, and the clothing brand tries to be environmentally conscious with their hoodies that are made from both recycled and organic materials. And also, when you place an order through Utsukushi, it takes a little bit longer because it is sent through a print-on-demand process, meaning they do not keep multiple quantities of one shirt, but it is special ordered for you to prevent waste from going into the environment. And with every purchase that you make through Utsukushi, you earn rewards points that you can use to get special discounts. And when you have enough rewards points saved up, you can even use them to buy a full shirt, hoodie, or hat, or any other product of your choice. And of course, I have a special discount to share with you guys today. Please make sure to use the coupon code NATE15, so that way when you go to itsukushiclothing.com, you could save 15% off your entire first order when you use the coupon code NATE15. So please make sure to head on over to itsukushiclothing.com today. Pick up a nice, good discount along with some really cool clothing as well. Not only will you get some nice merch for yourself, but you also help support the channel as well. So please make sure to head on over to itsukushiclothing.com today and remember to use the coupon code NATE15 to save 15% off your entire first order. Now, let's head on back to the main subject at hand. Now, here's an interesting title that I think you guys should consider checking out, and that is Zack and Wiki Quest for Barbaros's Treasure. Now, this point-and-click adventure game on the Wii is all about a pirate named Zack with his monkey companion Wiki, and what you guys are doing is trying to figure out multiple different puzzles throughout the game, so that way you guys can get the treasure. The game also implements a little bit of some motion control as well when you are trying to solve different obstacles as well. Sometimes you will use the Wii remote to cut down trees along with other miscellaneous tasks to help you get to the treasure. The game is very fun. I think it is also very underrated as well. And as someone who's not really a fan of point and click games, I don't hate them. They're just not really my cup of tea. I will say that this is a pretty solid title that I really found myself enjoying. And if for whatever reason you just haven't played this game yet, please do consider checking it out. It is a pretty fun title on the Wii. Now, another hidden gem that I want to share with you guys on this list is Counterforce. You can obviously tell that this game is a very low budget title, but it offers a great experience anyways. This game is kind of like an on-rail shooter and plays a little bit like Star Fox, and you are controlling this mech and you are using the Wii remote to aim and shoot the different enemies while you use the nunchuck to control your mech where it is flying. The game overall is pretty fun. And what's also really nice about this game is that this is a game that you can easily find for a very low price. You can probably pick this game up for under $5 at your local mom and pop game store. And even though it is a very low budget title, for the price that you will be paying for this game, I would strongly recommend that you consider picking it up because it does offer a pretty fun experience with the game. Now, one of my favorite exclusive titles on the Wii is Mad World. This beat 'em up right here really places the emphasis on violence and just some of the goriest ways that you can possibly kill some of your enemies. This whole game is black and white, but once the violence starts kicking in, you're gonna see plenty of red all over your screen. The game is very creative too, with the many different ways of how you can kill your enemies with your chainsaw and manipulate different things in your environment to take down your enemies. Now, this game is quite an underrated game on the Wii, and Sega really did prove when it came to the Nintendo's Wii's library, despite it being a family-oriented console, that Sega was still the edgier ones than Nintendo 10 years later after the 90s. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out my video. Please be sure to check out these videos here, and here. After all, I post a lot of content when it comes to game collecting tips, and other video game related subjects. So be sure to keep an eye out every Monday and Friday where I upload consistently, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.